Okay, so the Lord just was going to have me read Revelations like 8 and 9 and stuff, and he stopped me. And I had to delete the video, and he said, go back. So I just kind of started flipping back through pages, and he hit me like a ton of bricks. You know, years ago I had this dream. I just want to tell you. I was really deep into witchcraft and drugs and stuff. I had just lost my kids, Jesse and Devin and Randy and stuff, and I was living in a little Airstream trailer, and I was really, really deep into witchcraft. I was trying to figure out how to get out of drugs, but it wasn't going to happen because I was really messed up from losing my kids and escaping their dad. He was in prison at the time, and had, like, during Hurricane Charlie curfews, tried to escape from the prison, so work-release prison, and stole a prison work vehicle. It was insane. And I was just so messed up. I was so, like, desperate for something. I mean, that little Airstream was just so full of demons. But I thought I was doing, you know, innocent things, white things and all that. There's no such thing as white magic and all that. Don't anybody lie to you. So, I had been asking God, because there were a few nights where I hit, because I didn't get high because I like getting high. I got high because I wanted to die. I hated the skin I was in because I had been so tormented all my life and beaten by people and stuff and abused that I just, and I still have a hard time. Like, I wake up in the morning and I try to get myself together and feel better and give myself a little confidence, but my confidence is in the Lord, because where do you find confidence? Where does it come from when you've never had it before? When you've never had self-esteem, nobody's ever given you an opportunity to know what it is. So there's a difference when I say, yes, I know who I am in Jesus now. I do love who and how God made me now. I'm okay without vanity and makeup and all of those things. However, it's very frustrating because I have to just remember that that's it. That's just who I am in Jesus. That all this other stuff just isn't, I don't even know if it's even of God to be all like self-confident and all that. I feel like there's a worldly way about it. There's a fine line. And people misconstrue it with the whole self-love crap. That's so false. Don't ever fall for self-love. That's a worldly movement. Love God and love who and how he made you in his image. And that's where I'm at. So I had been really struggling at that time in my life, of course. I was at my lowest point. I was just desperate to die or something. Begging whatever was out there, knowing there was a God, knew he was real, but I hated him, but I begged him anyway. Either you or Satan are going to help me, either you or the devil. And I said, and I don't believe you will help me. I think I have a better chance with, you know, I just considered myself the fifth bride of Satan, because I was very, very wicked and evil because of all the hurt, and I had reached out anyway, and God answered, even in my sin, so long before I ever got saved. I've encountered God many times before this. And yes, I hear the audible voice of God. I've heard it 3 times in my life. I even had an encounter with Jesus that I didn't realize was Jesus, and at 16, I didn't realize until much later after getting saved, and he revealed to me through my friend Judy, that it was literally an encounter with Jesus Christ himself, face to face. I'll explain that later. Let me tell you about the dream, this one in particular, out of many. It wasn't the only one I had unsaved from the Lord, but I didn't even know it was from the Lord at the time. I couldn't figure it out. But I had been desperately crying out, begging whatever was out there to do something, because otherwise I just was going to die, because I wanted to die. This was before I had my daughter Ashley, before I had Lily. It was where I had finally found the strength to finally leave James while he was in prison. And when he escaped, he was almost to Fort Myers and wrecked that prison work vehicle. Oh, I had no idea. And when I found out that he had wrecked it, because I knew he was on his way, and I had written the warden and stuff, I was terrified. Wow, 1333. It's 1333 right now. Praise the Lord. That's good confirmation, right? So, I was really messed up one night. I had been up for days. I thought for sure this is it. I finally did it. I'm gonna die tonight. I feel it. I'm gonna stroke out, have seizures or something. I'm gonna die tonight. I can feel it because I was so strung out, and that was my goal. I wanted to die. But then when it got that close, it did scare me, and I didn't know what to do. And I finally fell asleep. I had been up for days, just toiling over my kids, toiling over all this stuff, and just desperately clamoring for more dope to kill myself with. And I was robbing people just to try to get dope because I wanted to die so bad. I had nothing left to live for when they took my babies, as far as I knew. And I had this dream. Mind you, I was very, very, very avid in manifesting demons. I didn't mind it. I thought they were my pets. I was a witch. That's what they think. That's what the Satanists think. If you don't know, go look it up. Go ask somebody, because I'm not trying to explain right now. If you haven't watched my other videos where I share testimony of those things, which I will be sharing a few more of my more adult life pertaining those things, then it's really important you do, because I can't just explain it in every video. So I had this dream that night. I saw this elevator door. I was in like this really dark, like it was almost like a dungeon or a basement of some kind. Anything. It was something way down deep, and it was dark, and it was really cold. And on the left side of me, left is sin, and right is like God's righteousness and authority and all that. So on the left side of me were these like big, like clock parts. You know, the big round pieces. I don't remember what they're called, but they're big round pieces with teeth, and they click gears. The inside of a clock, the gears from the inside of a clock, and it was ticking, tick, 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 and I knew time was running out. The time was coming close, or the time was near. I couldn't figure it out, but I remember thinking those things. I knew it had something to do with time and something coming, or time running out. So I just kind of stood there, and I thought, where am I? And this elevator door suddenly opened right in front of me, and this bright white light came down, and then it closed, and then it opened, and then it closed. And I said, wait, why won't you bring me up there? I don't want to be down here. Please bring me up there. And when the door opened again, when the elevator door opened again, I heard, it was like, I thought it sounded like a whole bunch of mechanical things or horns or something. I couldn't figure it out. I was unsaved. Now I realize it was like the voice of many waters, like many voices at once. So this voice comes down, and it says, I want to bring you up here, but you won't let me in. And the door closed, and it refused to open. And I was banging on it, screaming and crying, please don't leave me here. And when I woke up, I wrote it down, and I didn't even have to write it down. It never left me. And the very next night, I had a dream of these specific demons that I would manifest. If you guys have ever seen like the Predator movie, Predator, Alien, Predator, they don't make those creatures based on their imagination. They are based on real demons. That is the strong man. That is the Predator. And I know him. I would manifest him. He was my pet, I thought. He was my strong man. He would go strong-arm people for me. I would manifest him and send him out with voodoo, right? Well, little did I know, he was not my pet. And this other one specifically had inhabited my spine for the past couple of years, and I finally am being I've received deliverance, and I'm receiving healing now. He's finally out. He kept me bent over. That's why I was all bent over, and I knew. He came in. So the strong man, he called him in, and I watched it in the spirit realm. This wasn't a dream. This was the spirit realm. You know what I'm talking about, right? The sleep and dream realm. And I watched strong man come in. And right above my bed, he's standing there, and he calls in the other one, and he said, now, and the other one climbed on top of me and began to choke me. Well, of course, in the physical, they can't. Spiritually speaking, though, and this thing was determined to take me out. It took me a long time to shake loose, and I saw my body trying to shake loose, and I finally flipped him off of me, and I woke up, and I realized, wow, those were my demons that are supposed to listen to me. Years later, the Lord showed me all this stuff, right? So let me read you this, because this is what he literally just had me stop reading. Revelations 8 to Revelations 8 to shoot. Hang on a second. I'm sorry. I'm getting being distracted. Praise the Lord. Let me just read this really quickly, because I don't think he wants me to read the whole chapter. I just want to read this one part. There's something about it he wants me to read it for. And it literally, this is how he showed me what those dreams and stuff were about. At least a part of it, a portion. This is from Revelations 4. After these things I looked, and behold, a door standing open in heaven. And the first voice which I heard was like a trumpet speaking with me, saying, "Come up here, and I will show you things which must take place after this." Immediately I was in the Spirit, and behold, a throne set in heaven, and one who sat on the throne. Now, there's another one also where Jesus says that he's knocking. Behold, I knock at the door. Behold, I stand and knock at the door. Guys, that's not just the door of your heart. That's not just the door of your heart. There's the door of your life, the door of your church house, the door of your workplace. Standing at the door knocking, are you going to let him into those places? Are you going to let him into your heart, the true heart of hearts, the inmost being in the Spirit? He wants to bring you up there, but you won't let him in. God bless.